you said. All right, so you got NBA today. I'm still trying to figure out baseball. It's going to take me another week to understand baseball. The one thing I did notice on baseball, the Witt guy, Bobby Witt Jr. is going to be a lot. I think he's going to be a lot like Dustin Pedroia. So I think he's going to struggle for the first half, like Dustin Pedroia went like 1 for his first 40 or 0 for his first 40. He was horrible at 300 at bats, and then he came on. I expect the same thing out of this guy, Bobby Witt Jr. It's going to
Yeah,
take him a
Bobby
little
Witt
while.
Jr. looks like he just has, that it factor. Like he was made to be a baseball star. He already made a couple big plays for the team defensively, and
Yeah,
he had a big hit.
yeah,
Yeah, he's going to be special for the Royals for sure.
yeah. That team, I think, has the chance to be really good by the end of the year. They're
Yeah,
going to have to do something with the guy that was pitching yesterday because throwing eephus pitches in the Major League Baseball just doesn't happen anymore. So he was lobbing the ball. I'm trying to think of the
but
guy
like
that used to pitch
I
for
was
the.
so positive yesterday the Brewers were a lock. They didn't even score against the Orioles. They got shut out 2-0. Just absolutely head scratching. And then obviously the Tampa Bay Rays, I said this team, they get drubbed 11-0 against the worst team in baseball, Oakland A's. Just craziness. The
Oh,
Mets were up 4-0, looking like they were going to have a huge win in the first game of the series. They blow it like usual. Yeah, Yankees were blanked by the Blue Jays. So I really like the Blue Jays team this year. I think they're a World Series team.
what happened? Did the Mariners lose? Did the
Mariners got
Mariners lose that
blanked
game?
4-0. I think they got blanked 4-0 to the Twins yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, they're on the road. So yeah, you need a good solid week and a
I don't
half,
think the
almost like
Braves are close to what they were last. The Braves look lost right now.
the Braves are. Listen, the Braves last year covered up a major weakness, which is their manager. Their manager is a horrible manager. I don't
Mhm.
care what anybody says. He's horrible. He's horrible with the bullpen. He was horrible. He got saved because Freddie Freeman took off in the second half of the season last year. When Acuna got hurt, Freeman went nuts. The guy they put in for Azuna in left field, I'm trying to remember who they filled him in with, but
Soler.
that guy played great. Yeah, he
Yeah.
played great. They went out and got Soler. He played great.
Yeah.
The rest of the team rallied like after Acuna got hurt, rallied, and they all
Right.
took off hitting. The second half of the year, they were hitting like crazy. Their pitchers pitch good. Ian Anderson looks completely like dog doo doo,
I know.
right?
I know.
He
And
looks
and
awful.
not having Freeman and not having Acuna and all the other things that aren't clicking like they were at the end of the year last night. That team, I actually did hammer the Nationals last night at plus 200.
Yeah.
I threw 100 on them. That was an easy dub. Didn't sweat it once. They won like 9-1 or something. That's a team to fade a little bit until they get stuff going. Until
Well,
they
we
get
got to be
to
careful though, because we're gonna have to go to that stadium. So we got to be careful what we say,
love
because
that stadium.
I don't want. I know that stadium's so much fun, man. Beautiful, beautiful girls, beautiful
Yeah,
stadium, beautiful
atmosphere
time,
awesome.
fantastic stadium. So I don't want people throwing beers at us if we're sitting here talking shit
Hopefully
about the
by
Braves.
then they turn it around.
So
uh,
we don't want to be getting drubbed with flying beers. But listen, they're gonna be bad this year. They're going to be really bad.
yeah.
Uh, the Phillies are too good. Listen, the Mets are going to be there. The Mets are going
Oh
to
yeah,
be there. I think
absolutely.
they
The
get an
Mets two
offense. The Mets are
losses
going
the
to be there.
last two nights are like the it's like a little tweak of something happening wrong that kind of turned it. They could have easily got out of that inning 2 days ago against the Nats. They could have easily got out of it yesterday with the Phillies. They didn't. They're missing Diaz. I understand he's blown leads in the past, but he's still our best arm out of the bullpen. He's still,
Yeah.
grieving with his family. We needed him last night. He wasn't there. We blew the
Yeah.
game. I'm interested to see how we bounce back today. McGill back on the hill. He was
Don't say we.
impressive in his
It's not
first game.
we. They're the Mets.
Oh, it's we.
Not
It's
we.
we.
Not we.
I might go to Philly tomorrow for the 1 o'clock game too. I'm thinking about it. I'm talking to some
You driving
people.
down there?
Yeah, I might go.
What was that? What was that casino?
Scherzer versus Nola. I gotta
You
go.
can stop at that sports book. What's the sports book we went to? That was like an hour and a half south of New York
They got
City.
parks down there, but they actually have a FanDuel in Philadelphia. They opened up too. I might go check that out.
Which is the one we went to Parks? That wasn't
Parks.
the sports book was nice. It was just nobody there.
Yeah,
We're in
I
Ghost
like
Town. What was
parks.
wrong with
Love parks. It's a
Oh,
little bit
speaking of that,
west though of where the downtown is in Philly.
so I'm not kidding you. I was flipping through the channels last night. Tag was on TV.
No,
Not even kidding.
no.
I can't. You can't make it up. Tag was on TV. Guys were diving through the gym sets to tag each other. I'm telling
It reminded you of parks. It reminded you of parks.
Oh, well, boy.
Uh,
Yeah, that was another rant. I had to, yeah, I didn't, I literally, they were like, yeah. Tag is on TV.
Yeah. So
Can't
I
make
mean,
this shit up.
a team that's starting to really make me a believer too is the Padres. Man, I really like their team. Their lineup
No,
is
you're
solid.
crazy. You're
Hey, listen,
crazy.
the Padres are going to be there, and they're doing all this without their best player. Obviously, he'll be back in a couple
But
months.
he's well. Wait a second, though. Do you really believe that? Do
Yeah,
you really believe that he's going to come back and be stronger than ever? I don't. I think I've seen. I think we've seen the best
I
of
don't
him
know about
already.
stronger than ever, but I still think he'll be back, and he'll be Tatis. I think he'll be
I
back.
think that's a degenerative thing he's got in his shoulder. I don't expect him. I don't.
Possibility. It's a possibility. We'll see.
So weren't they trying to dump my guy there that always loses when I bet on him, Paddock? Weren't they just trying to dump
Yeah,
Paddock?
he's on the Twins now. I saw. I don't know when
They,
that
they
deal
did
happened,
dump
but
him.
he's on the Twin. He's pitching for the Twins
The
tomorrow.
the Mets were in the running
Yeah, they were going to
for.
trade Dominic Smith and get Hosmer and Paddock, and they decided not to.
You don't think that would have helped the Mets?
The thing is,
Hosmer would, right?
Hosmer's a first baseman. We got Pete Alonso. Maybe you make Pete Alonso the DH because he's
DH.
been struggling at first
Yeah.
defensively. Yeah, it could have helped him. And if Paddock it comes back to his rookie year, it could have
Hosmer,
really
yeah, but
helped him.
Hosmer's got that playoff experience. He's got that
He's just got
leadership
the
and
knack,
veteran. Yeah,
the
he's got
clutchness too.
he's got that
Veteran
leadership
clutch.
stuff. I think that I thought they missed out on that, and I was surprised that they missed out on that. When I saw that they didn't pull the trigger on that, I was trying to understand why, because I thought it was a good deal for them,
Yeah.
especially with all the injuries surrounding right now. Scherzer, the no
I agree.
knowledge
That's
about
why I
the
liked it. I
Grom.
said, listen, let's take a flyer. Yeah, Paddock had a bad second year, but that happens often. He's
Yeah,
still a good young player. He might come
yeah,
back to form. I said, and to get a guy like Hosmer, a veteran guy like that, you can't hurt. And
yeah. I think.
we
Listen, he
don't have
also.
any spot for Dominic Smith. He hasn't been in the lineup. I think he pinched hit one day.
Yeah,
That's it. I
yeah.
mean, so I don't know.
Well, listen, as a Red Sox fan, I can't say former Red Sox fan. I'm still a Red Sox fan. I'm just not happy with them right now.
They're on right now. What are they doing?
They're losing to Detroit.
Really?
Yeah, they were down 1-0 early.
Detroit's a team that's looking
They're
like
down 3-0 right now. They're down 3-0 to Detroit. So
Jeez.
this team is still suffering that the Chris Sale contract. I mean, he's hurt again. He's hurt. He's been hurt every year.
Is
He's
he
been with
coming
the team.
back this year, or they don't know either?
At this point, who knows? And at this point, is he really coming? Listen, the guy's 180 pounds and he's 6'5", right? So he was all whipping of his arm, and I don't think it's not like he's going to have a 95-mile-an-hour fastball if he comes back.
That's
anyway.
not good, man. The pitching looks a little suspect. Who's their pitcher? I mean, who's their guy? Evaldi?
Well, they got Evaldi and not Garrett Richards. They got Pavetta. They got Pavetta.
They're hoping and banking on Pavetta.
Listen,
Tanner
the guy
Houck,
that pitched Hawk that pitched against the Yankees the other night.
he was wild. He was all over the place.
Wild,
but
you know what? He's got if he gets himself the right pitching coach, if they actually can work with him. Roger Clemens said it during the broadcast. He said that guy's got a heck of a slider. He's got some serious movement on his
definitely
pitches.
got he's got ability, and I actually took a flyer on him in my fantasy league. I like Tanner Houck. I just didn't like how he looked the other day, but I'm not gonna. That's the thing about baseball. You can't overjudge early on because guys are gonna do bad and then end up being great. Vice versa.
Well, we don't know. Listen, you don't know anything until mid-May because that's when hitters start hitting.
That's what I'm saying.
Like hitters start hitting in mid-May. They'll carry 200, 220 hours to mid-May, and by the end of the year, they're at 290, 300, which means they have to, from mid-May to the end of the year, they have to hit 330 to do that. So they start hitting, they get their timing down. Freeman, all the good hitters, if they don't approach spring training, they don't approach spring training the way Tony Gwynn did or Wade Boggs did, where they wanted to come out with their timing down. They get their timing in season. They get that down in season as they
and
build.
This wasn't a normal spring training. This was kind of, rushed together last second. So they didn't really have time to get their practices in and really get into form. But I do agree all the good hitters will come back to earth. Their numbers will be there at the end. You just can't jump on it early. Everyone starts
and by
slow
the way,
for the most part.
They're the Cleveland Indians. The Cleveland Indians are playing the Cincinnati Reds. I'm done with the Guardians. And get me a different name.
Yeah.
Get me a different name.
I don't know how the Guardians won.
Not only that, but did you see the story behind it? There is a roller hockey team named the Guardians in Cleveland. In Cleveland. They basically bullied that roller derby team into saying, the roller derby team was going to sue them, but didn't have the money because all the MLB team has to do is
so they stole their name, and that's it.
Their name. The roller derby team has to change everything. They're
Make
changing
it the
all the.
Indians. Make it the Indians. Shit.
That would be solid, man. That would be funny. Um, what else? What I mean, listen, the Giants. So at first look, I was like, for the
Giants lineup
Giants,
looks a little. Ugh. I don't know.
listen, without
Doesn't impress me.
Posey, to me, Posey was the MVP, and it shouldn't have been close last year. To me, he was the MVP in baseball with everything he did. He's the catcher, catching that staff. They lose Gosman. They still have a really good staff.
Yeah, they
They
got
still have a
Radon. They got that kid Webb.
Wood.
Outside,
They got Alex
and then
Wood,
Alex
and
Wood.
they
They
got
got a
Del
good three.
Scafini. They got Del
Yeah, Del
Scafini.
Scafani. Yeah.
And so they have a good staff. Now with their third baseman from Evan Longoria, older, without Posey hitting 300 in the middle of that lineup, they're going to struggle. They're going to be the lowest scoring team in baseball this
I
year.
agree. Actually, I totally agree with that statement. They need to get Wade back. I like Wade. They're
Yeah.
young kid. He's on the IR right now. But outside of that, they got the normal two Belt. They got Crawford.
They got the shortstop is really good. Their shortstop is a
Crawford.
really good
Yeah,
player.
he's
Yeah,
really good.
he's really good. Outside of that, I think they're going to struggle a lot. Your Skremke has not come along like I
Colorado's
think a lot of
impressed me a
people.
little bit too with with the way they've been scrapping early on. Their lineup's not bad at all. It's always going to
No,
come
they
down to
got
their pitching
who do
staff.
they got there? They got
Chris
they
Bryant
picked
they
up
signed.
Chris Bryant. They signed
And
Chris Bryant.
he's been ripping so far. They got
He's probably
They
happy.
got Crone. They got Crone, who's a good power hitter. They got a couple young guys up there. I like that kid Connor Joe, who's finally settling in and being a good player. They're not
Yeah.
bad. They got Blackman still, veteran left fielder. Um, we'll see what happens with the Rockies if they're a home team. But yesterday they scrapped on the road. They came back and they won at Texas. I thought that was a good win. So they came off to a good start, the Rockies.
Man, I'm just sitting here thinking about getting back to Vegas and sitting in the sports
I'm
books and trying to
actually
figure out which
I've been dreaming about getting back to Vegas myself. You know how we do. We
trying to,
wake up, hit a different sports book, baby.
yeah,
Let's
I'm just
go.
trying to think of where we're going to run the podcast from. Should I talk to World Resorts? What do we we got to figure it out. Gonna have to figure it out.
Let's spend the first week there just going around and seeing where we're going to do that.
It's gonna be fun.
You're
I'm
probably going
looking
to get
forward to
there
getting back.
before me, so if you want, you can get a head start. Try to see what's up, what's good out there. Because remember, last time we were out there doing this, it was the pandemic. So now everything's open, so should be a little bit better.
Pandemic. They had the damn boulevard shut down.
Yeah.
It was a ghost town. There wasn't one person on Las Vegas Boulevard.
Remember,
How crazy
NFL
is that?
Sundays, we were walking in at 12, like right when kickoff, and we were getting a table instantly.
Crazy,
That's
man.
not normal.
No, hopefully, yeah. So I'm just
Well, let's
thinking about
break
all
down
these
these two
boys.
NBA games tonight. I just want to say Jarrett Allen is not playing. He was a huge reason why I like the Cavs +8. I will not be taking that anymore. I think Durant and Kyrie can handle business. Just don't know what number by. They can win by 20. They can win by 6. Not
Yeah.
taking the spread, but I will take Kevin Durant over 29 points. I think 30 points for him in this kind of game, too easy. Easy money sniper,
Listen.
over 29 points.
Let me just get one thing out. I'm sick of Kevin Durant. I was a big proponent that he was the best player in basket in the league, and when he was in Oklahoma City, he is a baby.
He's
He
not
is
the best
literally
player
a
in the league.
baby.
Everyone wants to give him that title. And listen, I'm not trying to disrespect. I know
No,
basketball.
when he was with
Giannis
Oklahoma
is the
City,
best player in basketball right
when
now.
he was with Oklahoma City,
Okay.
I thought he was the best player in basketball. So,
Best scorer and best player,
yeah.
two different things.
So okay, then if Giannis is the best, they're the defending
He is the
champions.
best.
Why do you think that they're going to get past Phoenix? Why do you
Because
think Phoenix is going to get
Phoenix
past
is a
them?
better team. Phoenix has the better team. I think they're a better team. They're better
But the
defensively.
Bucks won last year.
They
Did the
did.
Bucks get worse? Did the Bucks get worse?
They didn't get worse, but they stayed the same. Same as Phoenix. Phoenix is hungrier. That's the point.
I think
I'm
that's how
looking
people lose money.
I'm looking at this Phoenix team, and they didn't come out and they actually got better. And in crunch time, I say this constantly. In crunch time, I'm talking about I watch Phoenix every night. When it's a close game in the last 5 minutes, they don't lose. Chris Paul, Booker, they got the defense to shut you down in crunch time when the time is, it's time to win. They're different. Their coach, I love their coach, Monte. I just think that they're coming for the ring. And you know how the NBA is about superstars. Hall of Fame Chris Paul ends his career this year with a ring and then retires. That's my prediction.
What are your thoughts on the Celtics?
Celtics are going to miss Robert Williams, but there's bro, who would have thought that they're the number 1 seed in the East? I mean, halfway through the season, they were under 500. They turned it around quickly. They started. They made a couple good deals at the trade deadline. They brought in a couple good players from the Spurs. Al Horford has reemerged into a good player again. He's actually being productive. When you got Tatum and Jalen and Brown, bro, those guys are top notch talent. Those guys are both one A superstars on up there on different teams. Brown goes to a different team, he's their best player. Obviously, if
Really?
Tatum does, he's that good. And that's the only thing. That's why
Hmm.
it's interesting with Brooklyn tonight is if they win tonight, they play Boston. If they lose, they're beating the Hornets or the Hawks in a must-win game, and then they play the Heat. And the
How's
Heat
Trey
over
Young?
the last month, Trae
Why?
Young's
Why do
great.
you?
His team's not there this year. I don't know what it
No.
is. Nah, he's carried the team, and they're still the 12 to the 10 seed. He's top 5 in scoring, top 3 in assists, but somehow the team just doesn't do it for me. And
Hold
the
up.
Hornets,
He's top 5 in scoring and top 3 in assists.
yeah, Trae Young,
That's an incredible stat.
yeah,
That is, if when you think
and they're
about
the
it,
10 seed, and they're the
he's
10 seed.
responsible for 50% of their points.
Yeah,
If you're in the top 5 in scoring in the league and you're top 3 in assists, you're probably responsible for about 50% of your team's
every night.
points.
It's if Trae Young doesn't have a good night, they have no shot to win, and that's that's
Wow.
that's unfortunate. So what I'm saying is Miami over the last month of the season's kind of been in shambles. They've been
Yep.
arguing with the coach. They've been kind of out of sync, and they don't
Yep.
really have a superstar. Yeah, Jimmy Butler's good. Tyler
Yep.
Hero's good. Kyle Lowry's old. He's a veteran point guard. He's good. Bam
Kyle Lowry.
Amadeo's good, but they don't have a superstar. So I'm wondering if the Brooklyn Nets want to play Miami. The only thing is you don't want to lose and then have a one game decide. Anything could happen. Trae Young could
What?
go for 50. LaMelo Ball's starting to emerge he's going to be a star in this league. LaMelo Ball,
Which
um,
one is that? Which one
Lam-
is that? Lamelo.
the
The
young,
middle one
the
or the
younger one,
youngest? He's the
younger one,
youngest one.
the one that was playing overseas as a 13-year-old. Um,
Okay.
yeah, he's special. The Hornets just ain't ready though as a team. So the Nets, that's the thing. They have a game to fall back on, knowing they could win. But who wants to lose a game to try to? It's just not the way you go about it. So I expect the Nets to handle business at home today and end up playing Boston in the first round, which will be
And the
exciting.
first round is best of 5, right? NBA first round best of 5.
Is that true?
I think
I
they're
thought it
best
was
of
best
5,
of
right? It's not.
7.
Are they all best of
Let me
7?
see.
For some
NBA
reason,
playoffs
I thought the
bracket.
first round was best of 5.
Is it?
Yeah.
Uh,
All right. So the Red Sox are getting beat down. They've got 2 hits. They're down 3-0 to the Tigers. The funny thing is this team starting on the road again. God, they're doing the same thing they did when they started out in 13 or 12. So the first round of the NBA should be best of 5. It used to be, unless they changed it in the
nah,
last
it's
year or
2
two.
2 1 1 1. So it's best of 7 every round.
Every round is best of 7.
Every round's 2 2 1 1 1.
Okay. Ratings must be going up instead of
Yeah.
doing 2-3-2. Ratings must be going up for the 2-2-1-1-1. So all right. So the Bulls are no good. Not going to be anything. The Miami
They
Heat not
fell
going to be.
apart. They fell apart. The Bulls. They've been awful. So they're going to play the Bucks in the first round. They're going to get slaughtered. Philly, I think, is playing.
What's his name? DeRozan. Didn't he have an incredible year, DeRozan?
Philly's playing the Raptors. That could be an interesting series. Raptors are tough. They're
Did
not.
did DeRozan?
DeRozan had
Didn't
a hell of a
DeRozan?
season. Hell of a season. MVP caliber season. He's probably going to end up 3rd or 4th in the voting. But yeah, Levine and
Did,
Vucevic. Lonzo Ball was out for the season after midway through. He that hurt him a lot. And I don't know what it is, but they just started getting blown out the last 4 weeks of the season. They were
what's going?
running for the 1st seed. They ended up ending up at the 6th seed. So I don't believe in the Bulls this year. Philly's tough though. They got Embiid, who's probably going to be the MVP. You got James Harden. Doc Rivers got a team.
Won't people just isolate James Harden again on defense? I mean, seriously, all
You,
you do
you
is
can't.
isolate
You
James
can't.
Harden.
You can't. It's tough because you can't. You can't ignore the fact that you can't double team Embiid now with Harden there. That's the big factor. So Embiid led the league in scoring from the center position. That hasn't happened since Shaq. So
Who came in
Philly's going to
second?
face
Who
Toronto.
came in second? DeRozan,
Jokic.
the guy
Another
from
center.
Denver.
Another center. Two centers led the league in
I thought
scoring.
he was known for passing, not
And
not.
LeBron was up there too, leading in scoring. But then the last week and a half, he dropped down because he stopped playing and stuff.
Yeah, he's Mister. I don't want to be accountable for anything. Sit on the bench. That way they can't blame me.
Yeah.
Uh, Instead of getting out and playing, and trying to help his team.
And then the
So,
other game tonight is Clippers versus the Timberwolves. It doesn't matter to me because either whoever loses that game is going to win the next game. The Spurs and Pelicans. I mean, Pelicans are kind of intriguing. I'll give them
yeah.
a shot, but I think the Clippers and Timberwolves both make the playoffs at the end of the day. So,
Is jumping in right now and taking the Red Sox down 3 runs at on the money
oh
in game
shit, I'm
live.
looking up now. Oh no, they're showing something else. Never mind. I thought that was the Boston game. They showed
Yeah.
Acuna's injury. I thought someone in Boston got hurt. Down 3-0. What's the line? Let's see
What
if
do
it's
we got? What's
value.
our in game right now?
Let's see. I have a pick for today. I'm not. I did a big mistake. I said I had a lock yesterday. That's the biggest mistake. Once I said that, it was probably no shot at winning. Um, but I do like the
Where's
Pirates at home today, opening up home opener versus the Cubs, small dog. I like Pirates. They're averaging 10 hits a game through the first three. They're leading the league in hits, Pirates.
Did I tell you I went out to the driving range the other day? Went to the driving range to hit some balls. I hit about 3 feet behind the ball. Club hurt my hands. I took one shot and that was it. I turned around.
Put the club back in the
So,
got back in the car. I'm done.
yeah, it was actually their clubs. I went out to the
Last
driving
time I
range
was
and
at the
borrowed some
driving range, I
clubs.
threw the club and hit the guy in the cart that was driving around collecting balls. I said, I got to get out of here.
All right, what's your pick for today? What's your pick for today in baseball?
Um, I'm gonna go with the Pittsburgh Pirates today. Home opener. Quintana on the mound used to pitch for the Cubs. Good, solid left hand pitcher. I like the Pirates lineup. And I just think the Cubs are going to be bad. They swept the Brewers, but obviously the Brewers are having issues right now to start the season. So I'm gonna go with the small home dog and go with the Pirates home opener today. They play at 4 o'clock.
Well, I'm looking at the board right now, and something jumps. There's a couple things that jump out to me. First of all, I like Zach Wheeler over Tyler McGill, so I do like the Phillies over the Mets. I think they're going to jump out on them,
Okay,
and I like the White Sox at home. You're only laying 120 against the Mariners.
home opener.
It's,
It's
it's
weird,
so
right?
it's
The Mariners played at the Twins yesterday for a 1 game set. This early in the season, usually that's like a makeup schedule. Don't know why that happened. They flew in and played the Twins in a 1 game set. Now they're at Chicago. That was kind of weird. So I want to actually
ask the
figure
people
out
that
why that happened.
schedule that stuff. But yeah, I like those. So Philadelphia is minus 150. But you're looking at the White Sox at minus 120. Um, the strange thing about the White Sox last year is, and I don't know how they're going to do this year, they were second or ended up second or third in the league in runs allowed. So whatever La Russa did with the team in his first year, he really turned them around because the year before that, remember, they had one of the worst bullpens. They had a guy that couldn't use his pitching staff properly.
Yeah.
I forget the
That's when
manager's
we were in
name.
Vegas when
Yeah, I
that was
forget the
happening.
manager's name, but the White Sox actually had a better
Renteria.
team. Yeah, the White Sox had a better team the year before. They just had a worse manager. To me,
Now you can
you,
make the case they have one of the best bullpens.
you can
We'll
make a
see.
pretty good case for their team, and they should be going off at a higher number than minus 120. To me,
That's a little
and
respect to this Mariners team, I think.
listen, the Mariners are going to be good, but I think they're going to be good at home when you go out to that big ballpark. They accustomed to that ballpark and they start playing their own division because I think they're going to beat up on they should beat up on the A's. I think we're going to be talking again near the end of the year about how the Angels, boy, they were window dressing again when we got suckered in by their big three, Otani, Rendon, and Trout, and they're just not going to do it again. I think the Angels are going to do the same thing this year
Syndergaard
they did.
looked solid in his first outing. It's only one outing. We'll see how that continues. But Astros again, they took 3 or 4 from the Angels the opening the series. That was
I
actually
mean,
big for me.
listen, one team believes, another team is maybe they're
They still got
non-believers.
players. They got Brantley. They still got Altuve. They still got Bregman.
Bregman,
So
they got
yeah, they got
listen. He's
Alvarez. They still got a
underrated.
good
He's
lineup.
he's been one of the best players. He's definitely one of the best third basemen in baseball all around.
And they got a
Uh,
sneaky rotation, the Astros. A couple of those Spanish guys they got are pretty good.
yeah, they're gonna be good. But overall, I like Seattle. So have you seen the numbers this year? I saw yesterday that the Red Sox are like you get a good number on them to win the AL East. Toronto is favored. Toronto's favored to win the AL East,
And they should
right?
be, honestly.
So we're starting to see some numbers, but listen, baseball really you got to let it play out for another couple days and
I
just
like
to
the
see
Dodgers
the
today. I'm looking now for
rotation.
another pick. I like the
I
Dodgers
don't.
tonight.
I don't. We're already seeing that that Freeman is going to start slow again.
Chris
Freeman is going to
Archer
start slow.
is an absolute gas can. Okay?
Who's he
Chris
pitching
Archer's
for?
Chris Archer's pitching for the Twins today, and I just think that Dodger lineup's gonna tee off, especially after losing 2 out of 3 to the Rockies to open the season. And this guy, Haney, used to pitch for the Angels. He's not bad. I give him the benefit of the doubt today for the Dodgers. -140 on the road. I like it.
I just no, I'd be on the Twins. This is one of the well. First of all, I wouldn't be on the Twins. I just wouldn't be on the Dodgers. I'm
Yeah,
never
you
gonna.
wouldn't
You
be on
won't
the
hear
game.
me say this. Yeah, you wouldn't hear me say this year. You won't hear me say and make that mistake. I'm gonna be on the Twins
Yeah.
because I learned my lesson from last year. So until they start playing some
I
baseball,
might go
no.
back on the Padres tonight until they lose. You got Darvish back on the hill
Who they
until they
playing
lose. Giants
in San Diego?
and San Francisco. Cobb against Darvish.
Really?
-110
Well,
both sides.
it's a good game. It's a good
Great game.
game. All right.
And then
So
hockey, we don't have to get into yet. It's still the last,
no,
week of the season. We'll get into
no.
that next week.
Tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll put our brackets up. We'll get baseball brackets going tomorrow, and we'll get me and you will have some props going for NBA. Um, and we'll start talking. We'll tease the NFL draft a little bit tomorrow.
I
Uh,
looked at the golf for this week. Still a lot of good players playing. Obviously, Scotty Scheffler took and Cam Smith out, but there's still a lot of good players. They got Justin Thomas, you got Morikawa, guys like that in the tournament.
really?
But I got 2 guys I want to speak about that long shot, like good odds for anyone
Who
betting.
are they? Who?
Harold Varner and Corey Connors. 2 players that
Okay.
have been playing very well, and you can get a
Yeah.
55-1 on both of them. Pretty crazy.
Yeah. Harold Varner had a really
And
good
I looked
Masters.
last year at this tournament, he was second. He shot 14 under last year at this tournament, and he's been top 10 in the last 3 tournaments. He's coming on.
Where is this
Take a
tournament?
stab. It's the Heritage Tournament. Where's that
In
usually
Texas.
at?
It's
Is
in
it?
Texas.
Another, they going back to Texas?
They're going back to Texas, right?
All right, RBC Heritage. Harbor Town. South Carolina.
South Carolina. Interesting. All right. Well, listen, we're going to wrap it short today. We got a busy day tomorrow. We got to work
Yeah.
on the props for the
Yeah.
NFL draft. We got to work on, really watching some baseball. And my job today is just to watch a lot of baseball.
Yeah, I'm watching.
I
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go watch some baseball today too. Start
got to watch
locking in.
a lot of baseball. I got to start,
Pirates,
dialing in with these
Dodgers.
guys.
Pirates, Dodgers. That's all I'm saying today. That's all
Pirates,
I'm taking.
Dodgers.
Pirates, Dodgers.
Well, good luck with that. Anytime I hear the Pirates, I think you're absolutely insane. The Pirates.
It's good. I like that you said that. That makes me feel
It's
comfortable.
it's the Pirates.
Listen, it's the Cubbies. It's the Cubbies too. Don't forget that.
All right, man. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right,
Bye,
buddy.
guys.
Peace.